Hey friends, it is Tracy. It is Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday. We are going to be doing my YouTube and Etsy pay and how that translates over to my CD ladder. I love every single month being able to add to my CD. I'll tell you a funny story about it later when we know the amount that I'm putting towards it. But yeah, for a hot minute, I was a little nervous that I over contributed. We'll get to it. All right, first, let's go over our paychecks. So YouTube, I got paid on September 2nd. You get paid as long as you meet the $100 threshold once you're monetized, and as long as you hit that every single month from the previous month, then you'll get a paycheck. If not, it just accrues in your account. So I was fortunate enough that I got a $309.42 pay from YouTube for the month of August. And of that pay, 50% goes towards my CD ladder. So I did $150. Yes, I rounded it down. I know. Members, I am a member of some YouTube channels, so I always budget $60 for that. Taxes and credit card. So what I do is I take my check minus the 50% towards the CD ladder and minus the membership and then divide it by 2. So it ended up being $99. I decided to do $49 to taxes and $50 towards credit card, which on the next page you'll see I put debt. My credit card is my debt. All right, and then the reason I give myself 50% of this money is that's just what I pay myself for doing the videos. Every month, this amount does vary. I had a peak up to about $600 one month, and it has been quite a bit lower this year, I would say, but I'm not putting out as many videos as I used to, and yeah, life just got a little bit busier, and when you're busier and you can't do as many videos, there are usually some fluctuations with YouTube and when they do ads in certain categories and so on and so forth. So, but I am still very happy with my $309. It is all thanks to you guys. I am truly blessed. Next is going to be my Etsy pay. So this would be for the month of September. Whatever I get cashed mine out monthly. You can cash it out daily or weekly or monthly. I choose monthly because mine is a smaller Etsy shop and it's secondary income to me. I do have a full-time job. That is my primary income source. So anything that comes out of YouTube and Etsy is money that I'm able to funnel towards my savings goals in my CD ladder or to pay off certain things like debt if I needed to buy supplies, that sort of thing. So Etsy pay was $246.40. Of that, I give a quarter, so 25% goes to my CD ladder. That was $60. 15% goes to taxes. That's $37. And then the remaining amount is going to debt, which is $149. This sometimes in the past, I have bracketed out as supplies, 40% to supplies. I haven't had to buy any supplies recently, and so I'm not worrying about that as much. I'm more trying to get my credit card paid off. So we are shifting our goals. Our amounts are our amounts that we get, and it's just bonus money to help pay off certain things towards savings and debt. So September, my gross sales in Etsy were $386.75. Minus fees, Etsy does take fees to list on their site, $52.68. And then I always do free shipping, so shipping cost me $87.67 out of my profit. So my gross profit minus my expenses, the net profit is $246.40. Those combined, for September, between YouTube and Etsy, I made $555.82. For that portion of my CD ladder, $210 is going towards that. Members, $60. Taxes is going to get $86. I do just have a tax bucket in my Ally account so that if I were to owe taxes at the end of the year, I am saving money towards it. Hopefully I won't have to. I have adjusted certain things on my end to kind of balance out my tax liabilities, but I do save a little bit extra money just in case. If I end up not needing it, then that money that I save for taxes can go towards a debt payment or a savings goal. But right now it's debt payment because I have accrued some debt. And then debt's going to get $199. So we have $210 going to CD ladder, $86 going to taxes, and $259 going to my credit card / debt. That is because I add the membership fee onto there. So $199 plus $60 is the $259 because those membership fees automatically get charged on my card. All right, so what does that look like for my CD ladder? So for October, we are on our 3rd year of doing my CD ladder. I do a 12-month CD ladder. So every single month of the year, January has a CD, February has a CD, March has a CD, April, etc. And I have it annualized I do 12 months. So I opened it my first year, October 1st. I deposited $320. It sat in there for 12 months until the following October of the following year. So then what happens is with Ally, who I use, I will get an email saying that my CD is maturing because it's coming close to that 12-month mark where it will annualize. And what do I want to do for my maturity instructions? I can choose to keep the money in there and roll it into another 12 months or change the dates, like the terms. I can move it to 9 months, 2 years, whatever. I can take that money out. If I need the money, I can take it, or I can keep it in there and add additional funds. So after my first year, the $320 I deposited, I made $16.04 in interest. So after the first year of maturity, my CD was now worth $336.04. At year 2 mark, when that maturity came, I had $336.04. I went through and did the same thing I did early in this video, calculated what my YouTube pay was, what my Etsy pay was, gave my percentage portion to it, and I was able to add $375 that year, which is huge. That's a really good amount. So the first year plus interest plus the new deposit of $375 meant for the last 12 months, I had $711.04 sitting in my October CD. And then I just got the maturity instructions for this October. They said, hey, you deposited $711.04. While it sat in there for a year, you earned $30.22 in interest. So as you can see, the first year I made $16. Second year I made $30 in interest. And so now my CD was worth $741.26. I am fortunate that I don't need to withdraw that money this month. And so I can take that money and put it towards another 12 months for it to keep gaining interest. I was able to add $210 because of you guys. I showed you the breakdown between my YouTube pay and Etsy pay. So I'm able to add another $210. That means for the next year, 12 months, I have $951.26 in my October CD ladder. And it's kind of cool to see it on a month-to-month, but seeing it on a yearly basis is even cooler. And I got this tracker from Debt-Free Jessie. She is the one that introduced this concept to me. I took it and have ran with it now going into my 3rd year. So I truly love doing this. I love seeing the growth that it's bringing me. And it's honestly just such an easy way for me to save towards my long-term savings goal, which is to have $5,000 in every single month available in case something were to happen. So $60,000 total. If I did 5,000 over 12 months worth, I would have $60,000 saved. If anything were to happen, I have all of my living expenses covered month to month to month for an entire year. That is what I'm working towards. Am I there yet? No. But am I working towards it? Absolutely. So as you can see, my October one now is at $951.26. So it started at $320. We bumped to $711. Now we're at $951. The previous month, I was able to have $1,047. August, $1,326. So as you can see, each month is slightly different. They do vary because I take a percentage of my profits. I don't just do a flat number. If you do this method, you can do whatever works for you, but this is what works for me. So as of right now, a lot of these are close to about $1,000 or more. That means I have, oh, I already know I have over 12,000, but I'm working towards, say, $15,000 towards my total $60,000 for the year 3. I am 41 years old. I have time to get this to $5,000 per month over the next, say, 10 years. I feel like I am making great progress, and hopefully it'll continue to amp up as I'm earning additional interest. As your CD amount goes up, the interest earned goes up, just due to having more money in there. Now the rates do fluctuate. I'm not a financial advisor, just throwing it out there. When I first started this, some of the CDs were at like 5%, and now some of them are, 3 to 4%. So that part will vary. That's okay. It's still more than I was making in a traditional bank account. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are halfway through year 3 now. We have 6 more months to go. I can't wait to see what this ends up to be. I think we're around 14,000, getting close to $14,500 saved, which is so cool. I can't wait to see at the end of the year. But keep in mind, I do have a separate CD in Ally for each of these months. So I have 12 CDs in there, one for every month. I was talking to a friend, and I think it was kind of confusing to her because she was like, oh, you just keep adding money to that account every single month. And I was like, no. Here's the funny story. This is how this conversation came up. So I went in and I designated for October that I wanted to add $210. I had an error code pop up that said, hey, this didn't process, check back tomorrow. So I was like, oh, I'll hit the button again, see if it processes. I hit the button 4 times. And I was like, okay, well, it's obviously not processing. I will check it tomorrow. When I checked it the following day, it said I had $1,500 in that account. And I was like, say what? It had processed that $210 4 times. And I was like, oh, okay, like this pulled from my savings. This is not the amount of money that I wanted to put towards it. Obviously, that other $630 was meant to be for something else. And I had a slight panic attack. So I chatted with the Ally customer service. He said, hey, you're still within the maturity designation window. You can take that money out of there. And I was like, oh, thank goodness, because here I thought I had added $840 when I meant to add $210. And now would that have been great for my CD? Absolutely. But that money didn't just come from anywhere. Like, it came from certain things, and I didn't want to touch that money. So I was happy to know that I could go back and fix it. But she had asked me a question, well, if you overcompensate this month, can't you just not contribute the next 3 months if the system doesn't allow you to do anything? And I was like, well, no, because I have a new CD for next month. So then I would be neglecting the next 3 months by not adding any money. So in whole, does it matter? No, because in whole, I'm working towards that $60,000. But how I'm getting there is on a month-to-month basis, and I want all of them to evenly get there within, a path of the percentage. But like December obviously is a big one, has $2,000 in it. So if we add $200, this one's still ahead. But I don't want to just skip the next 3 months because of that error. So I do have 12 separate, I treat them like their own bill, essentially. And the bill meaning I owe the CD additional funds the following month. Now it's in the attempt to increase savings versus paying something off. But it felt weird to me that I would just keep the money in here because I added to it and then not do anything for the next 3 months. So I just want to make that clear that I do have 12 separate CDs in my account. I have one for January, one for February, and I treat that as a monthly basis bill that I owe it money. Now, if I were to get sick or had a job layoff or something like that and I needed the money, I have this money in there that I can pull if I need to. So that's the beauty of a CD, is that what you lose, so you do take a hit, it is the last 3 months interest that you earn. So it's not a huge hit. Financially, it's not a huge blow, but you would lose a little bit of money. But say this May, I lost my job. So May 2026, Tracey loses her job. I have $1,100 in here that I can pull to help pay for my bills. So rent, mortgage, food, blah, blah, blah. Is it going to cover everything? Absolutely not. But it's $1,100 more than I would have had I not been saving towards this. That is why I want to keep working on it, because I want to say I have $5,000 every single month. If I had a year where just things were not good, I am covered for one whole year to get back on my feet. So this is super important to me. Every single month, I just love looking at this. Everything that I have put into here has been because of you guys. So the 14,000 plus that I have in here is because of you. It's the portion of my YouTube pay and the portion of my Etsy pay. And that is hands down the best way for me to just say thank you, because it's because of you guys. Honestly, you watch my videos, you have supported my Etsy shop, and all of that matters to me. And you don't have to buy anything. If you just watched my videos, that helps too. That most of the portion this month came from YouTube, between people that are members to my channel and those that just watch, and I get revenue from ads. Both ways help contribute towards my long-term savings goals. And I love this method. I love you guys, and you are so supportive and kind. You guys are gracious with me when I'm not always the best at getting videos out. I feel like I can go MIA for a while and then I come back. And you guys are just the sweetest. So that's all I got for today. I am so excited to see what happens next month. We never know. But this one for sure should hit over $1,000, which is amazing. You guys have a great day. I will see you Friday. Bye, friends.